Namaste. Welcome to shailaji.com. I'm Shaila Vasunath. Today I'll be doing a different topic again, but quite some time I've been doing lots of conversation videos. I had been doing for the past few videos, maybe around 10 to 12 videos I would have done based on conversation. But today, after a big gap, I'm coming back to Vyakaran, that is grammar. So today I'll be doing something about grammar, and this surely will be helpful for the children of 6th and above, and for people who are learning other exams. There are exams like the Hindi exams are there, like Prachar Sabha exams and all that, so that also many of them would be writing. Other than that, you have a lot of government exams, competitive exams like TET, SLET and all that, railway exams, all that are there, where from these also questions would be asked. So it will be useful for all those people who are taking Hindi as a subject, and also those people who are learning to speak Hindi. Nothing is wrong in learning and nothing is waste in learning. So whatever you learn, it will be definitely useful in some way or the other. So for you to speak good Hindi also, you need such kind of grammar to support your communication or to support you to frame sentences. Okay, let us go into the video. I don't want to waste much of the time on this, but please do watch till the end. In case you're coming for the first time into my video, subscribe the channel, and there is a bell icon there so that if you click it, whenever I put a new video, you'll get my notification. Now, today I'm going to do on Kriya. Okay, I have touched Kriya earlier on various when I was doing various other topics, I was focusing on Kriya. Kriya means verb. When I did Kal, that is tense, time, that time also I had focused, because that also comes under, that too comes under this Kriya. Then when I did parts of speech, so at that time I had, when I was talking about Kriya, I gave you the different branches of Kriya I had given. In that I had told you about this particular topic I had told, and also I had told about active voice, passive voice and all that, which can come under Kriya or the verb. So today we will be doing about Kriya, verb. Under that, this particular topic is based on the object. So karma ke aadhar par, that is based on the object, it is there. That is in English we say it as transitive, intransitive verbs. In Hindi we call it as sakarmak, akarmak, kriya. Okay, so we call it as sakarmak, akarmak. Now let us do this. First, to make you more clear and understandable, I have done a table where it will be easy to grasp, to remember and identify the verbs. Now, karma ke aadhar par. So this Kriya is based on the object. Karma means I have told all that when I did Karak, case. When I did that, I told what is karma. Then many places I had discussed about karma, karta, karma, all that I had, Kriya, all that I have spoken. When I was telling you how to frame a sentence also, I was doing that. I emphasized on those topics. So karma ke aadhar par. So based on the object. Now, I've given here Kriya. So Kriya is verb. It is branched out, okay, into two topics, that is sakarmak, akarmak. Now you'll be wondering, what is this? Now I will tell you more clearly. You find something common over here. Karmak, karmak. Right? You have common over there, karmak, karmak. What is different there? The first letter here and the first letter here. So the prefix in both these words, karmak is there, but there is a prefix here, that is upsarg. In Hindi we call it as upsarg, in English we say it as prefix. Now you have a prefix for that. Now here you have sa as a prefix, and here you have a as a prefix. Now what is the meaning of this? You might be wondering how to identify which is transitive, which is intransitive. Now if you see here, sir is there. Sir is there means what it is. So sir means upsarg, it has got many meanings. That upsarg depends on the words it takes. Here, sakarmak means karma ke saath. So this sa means saath, okay, with. Ke saath and all you would have read, no? So saath means with. So sa, that is saath. So karmak means karma, object. In this there is this particular part, that is karma, that is sakarmak, karma ke saath. Now here it is a karmak. A means bina or nahi, okay, that is karma ke bina or karma nahi. So that means it comes in the negative form. A means negative form, that is without or no. So here you can say karma ke bina. Here it is karma ke saath. So this you have understood, sakarmak, akarmak, transitive, intransitive. Now you have understood, right? Now under this transitive you have two types. So this is eka karmak. Okay, I am giving you now what it is. It is ek karmak, that is one object. A sentence can have one object, two object, three object. It can be depending on the extension of the sentence, depending on how lengthy you are making the sentence. Now here only one object is there, means it would be ek karmak. So एक ही कर्म होता है उसमें, तो इसलिए एक कर्मक. Now if I am going to say one, that is one is there, means this is, if it is more than one, that is two or more, then it is dvikarmak. Okay, dvi means two. So dvikarmak means two objects. So now you have understood. First is kriya, then it has got two types, sakarmak, akarmak. Under sakarmak you have two types, that is ek karmak and dvikarmak, one object and more objects. Now this is without an object. Now we will go into the other part, knowing what is sakarmak, what is the definition of sakarmak and akarmak, and then how to identify it, what are they, all that we will be going into the next slide. Now I was telling you I'm going to give you the definition for sakarmak and akarmak. So before that, you know, I have done the previous videos. If you haven't seen it, please watch that video of the verb. What is a verb? किसी भी काम को करना या होना. So that is the verb, okay, doing, something doing or something happening. So that expression of those actions are verbs, right? The action words are verbs. Now what is this, where the verb denotes or a particular work to which it denotes, which it affects, that is कर्म. मतलब जिस पर क्रिया का असर पड़े, जिस पर क्रिया का असर पड़े वह कर्म है, that is object. Now sakarma kriya I have said transitive. The definition I'll tell you. Karta, so you should know these technical terms in grammar. Karta means subject, or you can also say sanya. Karta द्वारा किया गया कार्य. So through the object, whatever work is being done, कार्य is काम. किया गया कार्य किसी चीज को प्रभावित करे. It affects any particular word there. So that word is called sakarma kriya. So that word becomes karma, and when there is a karma, it becomes sakarmak. Okay. For example, लता फल खाती है. लता फल खाती है. Lata eats a fruit. Okay, now here if you see this, Lata is subject, that is karta. Okay, Lata is subject. Now phal is what? Karma, that is an object. Now khati hai is a verb or kriya. Okay, so Lata is a subject, phal is karma, khati hai is kriya. Now this khati hai, eats, falls, that on what it is emphasizing? On that fruit. Lata is eating, but what is she eating? She is eating a fruit. So when we are talking about the fruit, that means it is denoting or showing towards the indicating towards the object there, and that object is a fruit here. So you have one object, so it becomes sakarmak. Okay, now the next one, akarmak. Okay, when I'm talking about akarmak, I already told you a means bina या नहीं. जहाँ कर्ता द्वारा किया गया कार्य, same thing. Okay, there also the work which is being done by the subject, and that verb, it is trying to show, point out towards a particular word. That word or that thing is an object. So here जहाँ कर्ता द्वारा किया गया कार्य किसी चीज को प्रभावित न करे. So focus on this, न करे. न means it will not do, it will not affect anything there in that sentence, then it is akarmak. So that particular thing is what? Nothing but the object. Now see here, udaharan. Udaharan is example. Geeta soti hai. Now Geeta soti hai, Geeta sleeps. That's the action being done by her. Now there is no object in this, right? So it becomes akarmak. Very simple. There is no object here. You have here the subject, that is karta. Subject is karta. You have, and then you have soti hai kriya. So you have a subject and a predicate, or subject and a verb. In English we say predicate as well as verb. So you have subject and predicate there, but you don't have an object there, right? It is missing. This is akarmak, right? Now I will tell you how to know that the sentence. There are many ways. Now I will tell you how to identify that. With these examples I will be telling you. Now let me go into the exam point of view. I had given you the explanation of what is sakarmak, akarmak, dvikarmak, ekarmak, all that I have done. Now exam point of view, let us go into that. Now when they ask in the examination, identify whether it is sakarmak or akarmak. Now how would you identify? You just see a verb, an object there, and immediately you would say sakarmak. You would see there is no object, you will mark it akarmak. But there are, in grammar, always there are exceptions, right? Now I am saying Lata phal khati hai. Okay? Now how to identify that is a transitive verb? I will tell you the questions, what you need to remember to put for that. Kya, okay? Remember, kise is nothing but kisko. Okay? Kise and kisko both mean the same. So I'll put it into the bracket. Okay? Kya, kise ya kisko. Now, these two questions you should remember. Now, if you get answer for these two, it is dvikarmak. If you get answer for one, it is ekarmak. Right? Now, if I'm going to ask here, to which you have to put the question, very simple. Now, Lata phal khati hai. Kya khati hai? This kya should be asked to the kriya. Why? Because this kriya connects to what? To the object, right? So if the kriya connects to the object, it is sakarmak. If the kriya connects to the subject, that is karta, it is akarmak. Okay? Did you understand this? These are all small tricks to know. So kya? Now kya khati hai? Then it is kya khati hai? What she eats? Phal, fruit, right? So phal khati hai. Then this is sakarmak. Now if I am going to say kise khati hai, no answer to this, right? So it is ek karmak only. So it is sakarmak. Now the next one, Geeta soti hai. Kya soti hai? No answer. What she sleeps, is there a meaning to it? No. Kisko soti hai? No meaning. Now kya soti hai means it is only connecting with the subject, that is karta. It has no connection. So it is Geeta soti hai. Kaun? Geeta. So the soti connects directly with the subject but not with the verb. So this is akarmak. Now these two questions, even if you put it to the kriya or the verb, you won't get an answer because there is no object there. Right? Now you have understood. So these questions, this is very, very important. Kya, kisko. Okay? what and to whom. These two questions you have to ask. If you ask and you get the answer for both, it is Dvikarmak. If you get the answer for one, it is Sakarmak. And you don't get an answer, it is Akarmak. You have understood till here. Now let us go to more examples. मैं अभी आप लोगों को कुछ उदाहरण देने वाली हूँ. I'm going to give you some examples through which you'll be knowing how to identify the sentences, whether it is a transitive verb or an intransitive verb. Unless you practice, you will not get it. Whatever definitions you learn, how much ever grammar, that technical words grammatically we tell you, but still you apply, you will be understanding it better than reading all those definitions. From the beginning, I've been telling you, definitions are not important, but you have to understand the definition and apply it. That's most important, because application is required. Application. Now see here, Ramesh mithai khata hai. Ramesh mithai khata hai. Ramesh eats sweets. Okay. Now in this sentence, you have a karta, you have a karma, you have a kriya, right? That is subject, object, verb. Now this is sakarmak. Okay, this is sakarmak. I'll just put sa for this, and if it is akarmak, I'll put a. Now kya khata hai? Mithai खाता है. So you get an answer for that. For that kya kisko. Let me write for you for remembrance. Kya kisko. Okay. क्या किसको. Now क्या खाता है? मिठाई खाता है. So it is sakarmak. Now the next one, Savita पुस्तक पढ़ती है. Savita reads a book. So क्या पढ़ती है? पुस्तक पढ़ती है. So again it is sakarmak. Okay, you have subject, object and verb. Next one, Kavita सोती है. Kavita soti hai. Soti means, see, you are learning. Maybe if you are not familiar with lot of verbs which I had done, again here you will be learning lot of verbs. Soti hai means sleeps. So Kavita soti hai, Kavita sleeps. Now here, kya soti hai? No answer. So it is akarmak. Okay? Soti, the verb is akarmak. The next one, Rahim ghar jata hai. Now, Rahim is a subject, object, and it's a verb. Okay. Now here, this is what I said when I was doing. When you see a sentence, okay, there is an object, I'll mark it sakarmak. There is no object, I'll mark it akarmak. Now here you see, you have three words here, right? Three main words, like how you have here 1, 2, and this together 1. So 3. Same way here also 1, 2, 3. You have 3 words. Now when you're having 3 divisions, you might think immediately this is an object. But you just put this question and see to that, you will not get an answer. Rahim ghar jata hai. Rahim kya jata hai? No answer. Kahan only you get ghar. But kya jata hai? No answer. So this is akarmak. Remember, the verb ja is akarmak. Now the next one, वह दिल्ली में पढ़ता है. Now please observe how I am telling. सविता पुस्तक पढ़ती है, वह दिल्ली में पढ़ता है. Same, both are same. पढ़ता पढ़ती. Only the gender is different, but both the sentences ending are the same. Okay. Now the verb here, पुस्तक is here. Here दिल्ली में. Now, if you've been watching my videos regularly, and if you would have seen my karak in that adhikaran karak. Adhikaran is what? Me, par. Now here you have got Dilli mein. So it is in, on, that adhikaran karak. So Dilli mein is in Delhi. Now when you see this here mein, then it is not a transitive verb at all. It is intransitive. Why? Because this doesn't come under a subject. वह दिल्ली में पढ़ता है. रहता है या पढ़ता है? So पढ़ता है. क्या पढ़ता है? No idea. दिल्ली में पढ़ता है. क्या पढ़ता है? No. किसको पढ़ता है? No. So this becomes akarmak kriya. Okay, it is not sakarmak, it is akarmak kriya. Remember, just because Delhi is an object, you cannot put that because may has come and it will not be a karma. It doesn't come under karma because may is there. It is adhikaran karak, not karma karak. Got it? It is not karma or sampradhan ko, it is adhikaran may. So this again another trick you should remember. Never think there is an object, so immediately I'll mark it sakarmak. This is adhikaran karak. Adhikaran karak will not have karma, so it will not be considered under karma, and that is why I've given you this another trick to find out kya padta hai. So kya padta hai? No answer, so it is akarmak. Now the next one, adhyapak पाठ पढ़ाते हैं. adhyapak पाठ पढ़ाते. पढ़ाते means what? Teach. So adhyapak पाठ पढ़ाते. The teacher teaches a lesson. Now in this क्या पढ़ाते हैं? पाठ. So it is sakarmak. The next one. Now again you observe these two sentences. That's why I'm giving you a comparative of the same verb. How it will be sakarmak and how it will be akarmak. माँ भोजन पकाती है. Mom or mother, she prepares what? Food. Pakana is to cook. Okay? Mother prepares or mother cooks food. Now when you say भोजन पकाती है, क्या पकाती है? मम्मी क्या पकाती है? भोजन पकाती है. So you get an answer. So it is sakarmak. Now listen here. Just observe this one. भोजन पक गया. भोजन पक गया. That means food is cooked or food got cooked. It's over. So पक गया. It's over. Now here what क्या पक गया? भोजन. So it is taking directly to the subject. So this is not sakarmak, it is akarmak. So bhojan pak gaya, cooked. Okay, so these two are verbs sanyukta, together two verbs have come. Now this is the subject and this is the predicate or the verb. So you don't have an object here, so this is akarmak. So the question here what I put goes directly to the subject, not to the object there. So this is akarmak. The next one, aap chai piyenge? So will you have tea? So would you like to have tea? Now here you have the subject, object and predicate. So kya piyenge? Chai. So this is sakarmak. Okay. The next one, Arjun pahad par chadta. Chadna means climb. Okay. Arjun pahad par chadta hai. Kya chadta hai? Now see here again, like how I told Delhi mein padta hai, like that, pahad par. So this is again adhikaran karak. You will not get this as an object. So Arjun pahad par chadta hai, it becomes what? Akarmak. Because क्या चढ़ता है, किसको चढ़ता है? No answer. So this is akarmak kriya. The next one, शिखा तैरती है. तैरती means swim. शिखा name of a person. शिखा तैरती है. शिखा swims. Now तैरती, क्या तैरती है? No, there is no object here, but still तैर is a akarmak kriya. So again. Now Ram जाग गया. Ram woke up. He got up or woke up. So जाग गया. Now there is no, जाग गया is a verb together. Two. I mean it is a compound verb. They are. Now Ram जाग गया. There is no object in that. क्या जाग गया? Now there is no connection. This is directly जाग गया means to who got up. It is related to Ram. So there is no object there. So again this is akarmak. Now Pavni नाचती है. Pavni is name of a girl. Pavni dances. नाचती है. That is she dances. Now again here क्या नाचती है? No answer. किसको नाचती है? You won't get an answer. So again it is akarmak. Now पक्षी आकाश में उड़ते हैं. Birds fly in the sky. आकाश में. Now again you see here, में अधिकरण कारक. So this again cannot be an object. क्या उड़ते हैं? No answer. किसको उड़ते हैं? No answer. So कौन उड़ते हैं? Only you get the answer, right? So pakshi. Now there is no answer, and this is again akarmak. Now the last one, Ram ने रमेश को पुस्तक दी. Now see here, रमेश को पुस्तक. So 1, 2. One is direct object, one is indirect object. One is a living thing, one is non-living thing. So always remember the one which I have done all this before itself, which is direct object, which is indirect object. I have done that. Please watch those videos. Ram ने रमेश को पुस्तक दी. क्या दी? So first question, पुस्तक दी. किसको दी? रमेश को दी. So two objects you have. So it becomes द्विकर्मक. Okay? So this becomes द्विकर्मक. How simple it is, right? I hope you have understood it. Don't you think it's easy? You might be wondering, what is transitive verb? What is intransitive verb? The words look so big and it's quite difficult to understand. How would we be able to identify them? All these confusions would have been in your mind, but now you've come through with me till the end of the video. You watched it, and I think all your doubts would have been cleared by now. Remember one thing, separately when they ask you the verbs, you should know all those verbs like ja, would, bet, so, hans. Hans means laugh, row, cry. All these verbs are intransitive. The verbs itself you should be knowing whether they are. Now I have given a lot of words here. Chad, chadna, right? So these all are intransitive verbs. If you put a question, ja, kya jata hai, you won't get an answer. So it is intransitive. Kya sota hai, kya rota hai, kya uठता है, क्या जागता है. For all this you don't get an answer. So they are 100% intransitive verbs. Those which get an answer. क्या लिखता है? It could be पत्र लिखता है, पाठ लिखता है, कविता लिखता है, anything it could be. So when you ask that way, when you there is a question, I mean, in these things which I had told some places, here you don't have an imaginary object also. Now what I am saying, Ram लिखता है. So when I am saying that Ram लिखता है, क्या लिखता है? He can write, पत्र भी लिख सकता है. So that is again a transitive verb. That word लिख is a transitive verb. Understood? So the same way, transitive, intransitive. So you should be knowing which question, which verb. When you ask a question, it doesn't give an expected answer also, or an imaginary answer also, then it is intransitive. So when a verb gives you an answer for kya or kisko, then it is transitive. So this again, the last tip which I have given is this one. So remember that these are the things you should remember when you get these kind of sentences. It's so simple to answer. I have given you 2 to 3 tricks I have given. One is these adhikaran, then karan, apadan, all these cannot be transitive verbs. They can only be akarmak kriya. Because chaku se phal katta hai, then it will be chaku se phal katta hai. When I say chaku se, we say phal. So when we say phal katta hai, kya katta hai? Phal. Then you get the answer. But the chaku se, it is not considered as a verb because it is karan. Now these things, this kind of one example I have given, where you, if adhikaran, karak and all that come, it will not be a transitive verb. And one more thing, what I said, kya kisko, you have to ask that question. Then again, that is not a when you don't get an answer, it is intransitive verb. One more, finally, I told you, in general, any verb you put a question kya or kisko, even an imaginary answer you don't get, then it is intransitive verb. So with this, I would like to end my video. I hope you have understood and your mind is very clear about these transitive and intransitive verbs. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Click the bell icon so that you get my latest notification. Until then, namaste.